Okay, the three things, which is going to be a bit off the cuff because unfortunately I had a busy day and I haven't written any notes. The first of the three things that I think I wish I had known is to actually develop a book of business. One of the key things you do as a lawyer, and it can apply, I think, across the wealth management industry, is to actually realise that being academically good at your job, understanding the law, understanding the particular field that you are in, is very important. It's something you obviously train at university, and you want to get good at that in the 2-3 years when you start your practice. But actually, to really succeed in your career in wealth management, whether you be a lawyer or an investment banker or at Schroders, and we were talking to them earlier on, one of the key things is to develop those links, those soft skills that means you develop your business, develop your contacts. And that's why something like this is really useful, because when I started, we didn't have this. So I would use these opportunities because actually what it means is you will develop links with people who hopefully you will see as your career progresses. So I think the first thing would have been build that book of business, but also be quite methodical about it. I would say be a bastard, but that's just my character. But actually do think about what you're doing. Do be scheming. Don't just sort of think, oh, I'm going to go to all these things and have drinks. Do actually think about, how am I going to develop my business? How am I going to make those links that could give me work, that could build me my book later? Because if you do that, you actually will eventually advance in your career. And I had the privilege, I've just come off it this year, of being on the PRC at my firm. So I was in charge of promoting senior associates into junior partners and junior partners into senior equity partners. And one of the things that really impressed the PRC more than anything else was when you had candidates in front of you who said, well, yeah, I'm good at my job, I've got all these great clients, but actually this is who I know at these banks, at these institutions, and these are how I'm developing it. And they built relationship trees. So my first hint is relationship trees, things like that. Do think about it methodically, it'll make a big difference. My second, I suppose, thing I wish I'd known is that wealth management is a global business and tremendously exciting. When I started off in 1995, I left Oxford, I went straight to the tax bar, and wealth management wasn't really seen as that sexy. Now, it could have just been my generation, it weren't sexy at all, but it was, you did corporate, you did something else that was far more sexy than tax. But actually, wealth management has come of age, and when you look now at the global economy, the movement of money really from west to east, if you look at the growth of the high growth economies, they used to be called emerging economies, they're now called high growth because we got told off insulting the people who are making the world the money. The reality is that that's where all of that business is going to develop in the forthcoming time. So what I would suggest when you're building your business is look at those high growth economies. For example, in Baker McKenzie, our biggest profits were in which region of the world? Latin America, 34% increase in profits. So do look out there in the world. The UK is a very small place. It makes you great, gives you great learning, great education, great skills, but the world is out there. And I think if I'd known that then, when I first started, I would perhaps not have been so focused on going to the English bar rather than being a big global law firm, which I am now. And I think I missed out on some amazing opportunities by being a bit introvert. And I suppose the final thing, and I'm conscious of time, so I know I've only got a short period, is to actually be resilient and keep trying. You may send that reply to all email that you wish you'd never sent. There's several people in our firm and other firms that have made replies and then thought, oh God, I've got to recall it because it's highly embarrassing. There'll be all of those times, that pitch you lost, where something goes wrong and you think, oh God, is this really for me? Am I really going to enjoy it? And actually you will be told, I can guarantee you, by many, many people that you're a failure, that you won't do well. It happened to me many times. And get the resilience to cope with it, learn from it, and build on. I'll give you one story. I was told when I was 24 I would have no career. I wouldn't be standing here now. I was at a Chambers, I'd just gone, and I was stupid enough that I got drunk one night and told my members of Chambers that I was gay. And unfortunately, in 1995, that was a time when the clerks ruled the world. And I remember I sort of had a few issues, and I said to the head clerk, I really don't think I like the way you're talking to me, and I complained to the head of Chambers. And that was a time when the head of chambers, he would go down and he said, I'm going to speak to this head clerk. And he did, and about half an hour later he came up and said, I just want you to know, you'll never ever work in chambers again. You'll never have a legal career, forget it, you're over. And luckily I went to Clifford Chance and went on. Now, I bet you, I hope, that you will never go through that experience, but one of the most important things I learned is never let anyone else tell you you won't succeed, because you will. Okay? That's my 5 minutes.
Fantastic. Thank you.